We are officially live. Oh, what's up, Isaiah? What's good, Zay? Bills kicking ass 21-3. All right, first and 10. Shit. Let me turn that up real quick. All right, let me just turn that up real quick. Just give me a second. All right, all right, all right, all right. Here I am. All right, let's see. What's your favorite teams to watch in the NFL? Love watching the Bills. Love watching the Baltimore Ravens. Pittsburgh Steelers. Shit, I'm not gonna lie. I like watching it. I like pretty much watching almost every team in the NFL, except for the Jaguars. I don't like watching the Jaguars play. I don't know. The Jaguars just bore me for some reason. Yeah, I see Kenny Stills, man. Is he? I haven't seen him yet on the football field. I have not seen Kenny Stills yet on the football field. I want to, hopefully, we get to see him a little bit. Oh yeah. Nah, I'm not gonna lie to you. This is like I only got like I only own like two visors. I'm not gonna lie to you. The rest of it is just like rest of it is just small caps for the most part. Fitted caps, snapbacks. Oh yeah, Crimson Brave. That punt return was crazy, bro. how do you feel about Sark, Crimson? How do you feel about Sark leaving for Texas? Oh, Jesus Christ. That's a really good play call right there. Yeah, I don't like the Jags. Jaguars and the Cowboys. Cowboys are the most hated team. I do like watching the Cowboys just to suffer and lose though. I do not like the Cowboys. I hate the Cowboys with the passion. And the reason why I hate the Cowboys is for two reasons. It's I would say the fans. I would say the fans and Jerry Jones. I hate Jerry Jones. I hate Jerry Jones, especially with Dak Prescott. Do not like Jerry Jones. Yeah, that's the thing about that Crimson man. Is like, is it going to distract us? Because, like, look at the years where I mean, we had six different coordinators announced before the national championship. We had Kirby Smart. We had Mike Losley. That was 2018, the last national championship. Play coach like crap, by the way. You had Jeremy Pruitt. He coached a good game, but you had Jeremy Pruitt. You had Brian Dayball, right? Even Tosh Lapoy, when even though he wasn't he didn't have a coaching head coaching job, he had a coaching job for the Cleveland Browns. He already had that coaching job straight for the Cleveland Browns, so he was gone after that game. Either way, so we literally had just nothing but coordinators leave before the national championship and not really coach their best. The best coach that really did a really really good job was Pruitt, and that was back when we played against the Georgia Bulldogs. So, I'm a little worried. I'm not gonna lie to you. I am. I mean, I was nervous about Ohio State because I just felt like that was just going to be a really really close and go game. But now I don't know. It's like, I mean, he even said it himself. I mean, he said that he was going to jiggle duties, between duties for that Texas and Alabama job. So I'm not gonna lie to you. I am worried about his play calling against Ohio State on Monday next week. Yeah, me too, Matt. I think we're fine. I'm not gonna lie to you. I think we're fine on the offensive side of the ball. It's pretty much just who can stay long. The longest coordinator we've had at the offensive side of the ball was Lane Kiffin, and that was for like about a couple of years. You're gonna have to go all the way back to Jim McElwain, when he stayed here for like 3 or 4 years. So we can't literally keep an offensive coordinator for about a year or two. I mean, the offense has changed. That the offense is set. I mean, Nick Saban at this point knows to win football games, you need an offense. So I'm not worried about getting an offensive coordinator. I'm just worried about can they stay here for about a year or two because that can definitely affect recruiting. I mean, I like Tom Herman. I mean, I think Tom Herman will be a good offensive coordinator. But the thing is that I mean, he's not just going to be here for a offensive coordinator job. He wants to be a head coach. His dream school was the Texas Longhorns. That's his dream school was the Texas Longhorns. So um, he's going to get another shot. I think Tom Herman's going to get another shot. It's not going to be at Texas, but it's probably going to be somewhere else. It could be at AAC school, could be an ACC school, could be a Big Ten school. Tom Herman's probably going to stay here for about a year or two and then just leave. From not what I've heard of, Matt, haven't heard of any talks about a new offensive coordinator. I guarantee. Oh, bless you. God bless me. I pulled. I'm not gonna lie to you. I kind of pulled off a Quentin Williams. Um, yeah, probably after the national championship, Nick Saban's going to go after somebody. Todd Monken. I like. I like Todd Monken. I do like Todd Monken. Um, to be honest, I would like to get Joe Brady. I think Joe Brady, just as a passing coordinator, you saw how good he was in LSU 2019. He's a really, really good offensive coordinator. I don't know if Matt Rule is going to let him go, per se. I mean, that's really up to his decision. But if he does come here, I guarantee you that they're going to pay him more than they're going to pay him way more than when he was at the Carolina Panthers. Way, way more. But I like Joe Brady. I think he'll be a phenomenal fit, especially with their offense, with the offensive personnel. It'll be a great fit for Joe if Joe Brady comes here. Oh yeah, yeah, I completely agree. Alabama's always going to have a good offense. It's always going to have a good offense. And to be honest with you, we can honestly credit A&M for 2012 with Menzel. We can credit Ole Miss for what they did with Hugh Freeze. Um, it's like Nick Saban figured out, dude, we can't win with this we can't win by just playing defense and special teams and just run the football. If we're going to win national championships in the future, we have got to throw the football. And we've had 4 offensive coordinators. We had Lane Kiffin, we had Brian Daboll, um, Mike Locksley, and of course Steve Sarkisian. And all of 4 of them have been really, really successful. And Brian Daboll might get a head coaching job next year. You see what he's doing with the Buffalo Bills. He might get a head coaching job next year. Yeah, Bryce Young might just be the most talented Alabama quarterback to maybe ever step through. And I'm not just saying that to say it. When you just talk about the complete package from mobility, from his arm strength, to just the velocity he has on his passes, to his footwork, to his IQ, Bryce Young is the total package. That's why it actually kind of disappointed me that Bryce Young didn't get enough opportunities to throw the football. He was in the game a lot, but for the most part, just handoff and screens and RPOs. So hopefully, too, this does not affect Bryce Young's decision because the reason why he came to Alabama was because of Steve Sarkisian. Now that Steve Sarkisian is going to be gone, could Bryce Young leave? Could he transfer? Hopefully not. I heard Mike Evans was hurt too. I'm about to check up on that, but I heard Mike Evans was hurt against the Falcons. That's the one thing about Week 17, man, is that it's the debate: do you rest your starters? Do you not rest your starters? Especially if you got a playoff spot. I mean, at this point, you're trying to chase up, but it's always that concern about injury. It's always that concern. Hyperextension, yeah, he's going to be out for a game. He's going to be out next week probably. It's not anything too serious, but our hope is not anything too serious. But yeah, those type of injuries, he's going to be out for at least about a week. Yeah, that's crazy. I don't know. I'm gonna be honest with you. I think starting Stetson Bennett for half the season, I think kind of just messed up the chemistry. Maybe messed up the flow. It can also be that Todd Monken has one of the most complex offenses around. His offense is extremely complex. So maybe just trying to get everything together, especially this is everyone's first year under that offense, where Georgia normally just runs a classic pro style run the football. They do run some spread concepts, but only when they run 5 out wide. So I think chemistry. I think chemistry probably was one of the things that kind of just messed up everything. And then you had to put JT Daniels, who's a completely different quarterback from Stetson Bennett. So I'm gonna be honest with you. I just blame Kirby Smart. Kirby Smart is, I think, the main problem right now for why Georgia's not where they at, even for both offensively and defensively. Um, it's like if JT Daniels would have, started from the beginning, this is an offense that JT Daniels is already familiar with. So, just imagine if he just established the chemistry from the receivers. He's familiar with this offense. He gets the chemistry with those receivers. Georgia could be in the college football playoff. I mean, it's just Kirby Smart, man, has been dropping the ball. Ugh. Whew. Yeah, it was just. I mean, I don't understand why. It's like why Stetson Bennett? You know, it's like I understand that JT Daniels. I think he was hurt, right? I don't think he wasn't even cleared to play. But at some point, you have to know that Stetson Bennett is not the guy. Like if you want to start him for the Arkansas game or even the next game, that's fine. But you can clearly see he doesn't have the arm talent. He doesn't really have the mobility. He just he just doesn't have that much enough. just doesn't have that much, man. So clearly JT Daniels was the more superior talent, but you look at Justin Fields for why he left. You look at Jacob Eason for kind of why he left. It's like Kirby Smart. He wants these game managers. He wants these guys that are pretty much smart enough in the film room, and that guys that just and guys just, they don't want to turn over the football. They're not high risk guys. That's Kirby Smart. That's what he falls in love with. And to be fair, maybe it's because his time with Alabama, he was so used to the Greg McElroy and John Parker Wilson and AJ McCarron that maybe he saw that and said, well, you can win national championships with those guys. Maybe with the offense that we're running with, let's get Stetson Bennett and Jake Fromm, guys that are just game managers, guys that won't turn over the football. Maybe he just likes those guys over guys like JT Daniels. I don't know. Yeah, man. It's like if Georgia doesn't at least go to the college football playoffs next year, I, it's like why have confidence in them? It's like you look at all the recruiting classes. The worst recruiting class Kirby Smart has had at Georgia was third. Think about that for a second. The worst recruiting class Georgia has had is third, third, and that was back in 2017. He's had number one. He's had number one, number one. I'm sorry, number one, number two, number one. And right now he has the third best recruiting class. Or I think maybe either fourth or no third third. Yeah, I think he has the third best recruiting class right now. Like, look at all the recruiting classes. Look at all the talent. Look at the talent that's still there. That's going to be back next year. It's like, and you can't. And if you can't win any championships with those type of rosters, it's like, why have any confidence? It's like they fired Mark Richt because he had all that talent, but couldn't win a national championship. With Kirby Smart, it's Mark Richt all over again. If he doesn't at least contend for it next year. Oh yeah, Alabama's recruiting class. Crimson, this class is literally it's setting Alabama up for the next 2 to 3 years. It's setting Alabama up for the next 2 to 3 years, man. Crimson, yeah, I do. I think 2021 is going to be the year of the defense. I think offensively we're not going to be as good as the last couple of years, and it's for good reason. It's like you had all those first round receivers, you had the two best off no, you had the three best offensive lines if you include the 2018 football season. But you had all those offensive lines. So I think we're going to regress a little bit on the offensive side of the ball. It's not anything too major. We're still going to go ahead and we're still going to be very explosive. But defensively, with all those players coming back, like Christian Harris, Abobe, Young, Dale, Anderson, I think Christopher Allen's coming back. Job, Battle, Malachi Moore, Brian Branch, those guys were freshmen. A lot of those guys were freshmen and sophomore players. And then you have to include guys like Drew Sanders and Chris Braswell and Quindarius Robinson. Those are three guys at the outside linebacking position that are five-star players. So now you include the 2021, and I didn't even talk about Jamil Burrows and Timothy Smith. Those guys are coming back next year. Those guys were true freshmen. They played a lot. They played a ton. So Bama's defense is going to have so much depth. They're going to have a lot more experience. And then number two is Pete Golding. Now, I don't know if they're going to fire him next year. I don't know if they're going to keep him. They could bring in Jeremy Pruitt or they could bring in somebody else. But if they do keep Pete Golding, at least these players have 3 years under his defense. At least they have 3 years under that defense, which means a crap ton of experience. And it's defensively, I think this team is going to be back. Yeah, Miami's getting their ass kicked. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm barely even paying attention to this game. This is actually kind of shocking. I mean, we are embarrassing the Miami Dolphins right now. I apologize if there's any Bills fans out there that's kind of expecting me to just talk about the Bills. It is what it is. But man, I mean, it's just like what Dolphins is getting their ass kicked. Just getting their ass kicked right now. This is actually kind of crazy. Uh, the fan in me, because I'm always gonna say this, the fan in me is gonna say Alabama's gonna win 35-31. Unbiased me right now is saying that Ohio State's gonna win is going to win, flip that score around 35-31. The reason why I'm saying Ohio State for the unbiased me is because Sarkisian. I just look at I think that Sarkisian crap right there. It's like he's going to be coaching, but I don't believe he's going to be fully 100% focused. And I also think that Ohio State has all the momentum going into this football game. I think they have a hungry chip on their shoulder, and I wouldn't be surprised at all if Ohio State wins. So at least for this moment, again, things could definitely change for me right now. But you know, even if Alabama loses this game in the national championship game, I have, I said it before, is that this is the rebuilding year for Alabama. If any of you guys have sticked around me for a long time with me, this is a rebuilding year for Alabama right now. This. I didn't even expect Alabama to even get here. So, um, shit, I forgot. I forgot to look at that film, Aaron. I forgot to look at that film, Aaron. I completely forgot to look at that film. I know you reminded me too a couple of times. Since we're in halftime, this is exactly what I'm about to do. I'm just gonna look up his tape right now. I completely forgot about that because I want to see his running style. I really do want to see his running style. You got Bama 38, 35. Okay. Yo, no, wait a minute. Look, why Brian Robinson? Look what he's doing. He's waiting for the holes to be creative. He's looking like Le'Veon Bell out here. He's letting the holes develop. Look at the footwork. Oh yeah, hell no. Yeah, just right off the gate. I'm like 30 seconds into this, and I can already tell the difference. I can already see the difference from Brian Robinson in high school into now. He completely changed up his running style. Jesus. Najee. And the reason why I'm going to say Najee Matthew is because he doesn't fumble the football. I like Travis Etienne. I think Travis Etienne is going to be one of the best running backs in the league. I think he has everything you need. I think he has the receiving ability. He clearly has the longs. He has the that long speed. Has the footwork. Has the patience. He has everything you need in a running back. But one thing that Travis Etienne has had over the last 3 to 4 years, fumbling. He has fumbling issues. One thing Najee Harris doesn't do is that Najee Harris doesn't have that long term speed. He's not a guy that's going to run 70, 80-yard runs. That's not Najee Harris's. That's not Najee. That's not his game. That's just not who he is. But he doesn't fumble the football. Najee Harris is the type of guy that can carry the ball 20, 30 times a game, and he's rarely going to fumble the football. Last fumble Najee Harris had was in Ole Miss, and that was Najee Harris's first career fumble in 4 years. Think about that. The Buffalo Bills are going to pick. They're going to pick a blue collar guy, and it's actually crazy because I called out that the Bills was going to get AJ Panessa. I just had a feeling. So if they were going to get a guy, it's probably going to be Wyatt Davis. Because the Bills need help in the interior offensive line. I think they can't ignore that issue. If they want to go, if they want to go to the, if they want to go to the defensive side of the ball, they want to go to the defensive side of the ball. Who's a player that they can get? Hmm. I wouldn't be surprised if they get Sean Wade, only because I like Teron Johnson, but getting a slot corner, but still getting a slot, getting a nickel corner, I think that's Sean Wade's specialty. And I think he really will help the Buffalo Bills out in that particular area. And he's extremely talented. He might just be one of the best slot corners, at least prospects that we've seen in a long time. I like Holland too. Holland's a beast. Holland's a guy that can play anywhere, including in the slot, but he's going to get taken a lot earlier. So I think that Wade would probably be a guy that the Bills would get. Plus, he fits the Bills' defense. I mean, for the most part, Sean Wade is more of a zone coverage type of guy. He's more of a guy that is really really good in zone coverage, not a really good man coverage corner. Oh yeah, I mean, like I said, the Alabama surpassed my expectations. I mean, I expected them to be in the playoffs. Did I expect them to win the SEC? I did not. I had Georgia winning the SEC, but I felt like the Bama was gonna. I think that this was gonna be a weird year. They were gonna have two teams in the SEC, and obviously that didn't happen. Alabama ended up just dominating almost every team that they played against, except for well, I would say, of course, the Ole Miss game that was actually closer than what the score indicated, and then of course there was the Florida game and the SEC Championship game, but they pretty much dominated. Besides those two teams, everybody, and and again, this is a rebuilding year. Like this was supposed to be the rebuilding year for Alabama, and their rebuilding year is a 12-0 season playing in the national championship. That's crazy impressive. So I'm actually more confident that we're going to win the national title in 2021 and 2022 than this year, than heading into this year. Which, again, I'm excited. I'm just happy that overall we even got to that point. I'm gonna say the Kansas City. I'm gonna say the Chiefs, and I'm gonna say the Chiefs and the Packers. I think Kansas City is just one of those teams. They're just one of those teams that just don't die. It's like no matter what you do, no matter how many times you stomp on them, you kick them, you punch them, they just won't die. They will just they could be down by 40 points and they'll just find ways to win, man. They can win ugly, they can win in a blowout fashion. They just find ways to win. So I think the Chiefs, and then I think this is the NFC. I think the clear cut is the Packers. They did lose Bakhtiari, which that's a big loss. But I don't know. It's like I don't trust the Saints. The Saints have normally been a team that just dominates in the regular season, and then they kind of fall short in the playoffs. So I don't quite trust the Saints. I trust the Packers more. I think I just trust the Packers a little bit more. They're gonna have the home field advantage. Well, if they win today, and the Saints playing in Green Bay, I just don't like that matchup. Now, if the Saints get home field advantage throughout the entirety of the playoffs, I'll have the Saints probably go to the Super Bowl. But I think the Chiefs Packers this year. I think they want to draft guard. Yeah, I think they want to draft the interior. I think looking at Brandon Beane, just knowing his history, he likes blue collar guys, and I think the obvious weakness on this Bills offense is the guard position. Now, the tight end positions is a interesting one too. But is there any tight ends that the Buffalo Bills kind of want to grab to kind of replace Dawson Knox? That's the question. Um, I like Brevin Jordan from Miami. I don't know if he's declared, but I like Brevin Jordan. If Kyle Pitts somehow in some way slides to the 20s or to the 30s, the Bills will take him with no hesitation because Kyle Pitts is a generational prospect. You can't miss out on that. Um, I can see outside corner. I can definitely see outside corner that Brandon Bean kind of wants to get. He's kind of like drafting cornerbacks, especially on the outside. I can see them doing that on getting an outside corner. And then finally we need a pass rusher. It's about time we got to get a pass rusher. I think pass rusher is also a position that I think the buff that Brandon Bean and McDermott can definitely look at. I like Epinesa, but man, we are lacking that franchise guy. We're lacking that Mario Williams, Aaron Schobel type of pass rusher. I'm not gonna lie to you, Crimson. Like I said, we're Tua fans. I mean, we're huge Tua fans, man. It's like I'm a Bills fan, but just going against Tua, that's just it sucks because you know what's about to happen after the game. If the Bills end up just, if they end up keeping the lead, you know exactly what's about to happen. Miami fans are about to crucify Tua. And it's not fair because Tua's a rookie. I mean, he's a guy that's just coming off of a potential career-ending injury. And I don't think he's played bad. I mean, but look at the receivers. I mean, his receivers can't catch the football. They're dropping easy passes, and then they're not getting any separation. It's like, what do you want Tua to do? So Tua's a guy that he still is learning. He still is developing. He's a rookie quarterback. Um, it's unfair that because you already know after the game he's just going to get crucified. Yeah, dude. I mean, it's really hard, man. It's like I don't even want Tua to get hurt. It's like every time he gets hit, I'm like, please get up, because I'm like, I'm thinking about last year, man. But it's crazy because it's like my entire career at Alabama, even when he was in St. Louis, when he was playing for St. Louis in high school, I'm rooting for this guy. I actually wanted this kid coming to high school. I was like, please, Tua, please, 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 I'll do anything for you. Please, please, commit to Alabama. And then when he did, I was so happy. I was so joyous. And he came to Alabama, obviously did his thing. And then I was like, damn. So this is what it feels like to just be on the other side, man. It's crazy. Yeah, they do. They need, Devontae Smith. I mean, Devontae Smith, maybe Jamar Chase. You never know. I think Miami has 2 first-round picks this year. They got the Jets. No, they got the Texans draft pick, which is the third draft pick. So maybe Jamar Chase, maybe Devontae Smith. I think the Giants are winning the Cowboys game. I believe. I think they're winning that football game. Let me actually check out the score. I'm not gonna lie, I kind of feel a little bit lazy. I like Jamar Chase, man. Um, I think he's a little bit better than Justin Jefferson, man. I think Justin Jefferson's route running ability, his catch radius, his speed. I actually think that Jefferson and Jamar Chase are exactly the same player. I think they're literally I think they're clones of each other. I think the difference is between Jamar Chase and Justin Jefferson is that Chase is stronger. Like Chase is a monster when it comes to people pressing up against him, or even when it comes to people just trying to bump him. He is strong, very very strong. I think Justin Jefferson's a better route runner, but Chase is more. He's a better version of Des Bryant coming out of Oklahoma State. I think Des Bryant was simply just athletic. Route running ability was average to close to below average. Jamar Chase's route running ability is really good. It's not Justin Jefferson level, but it's really really good. It's something that definitely get a lot better in the NFL with the proper coaching. But Jamar Chase is extremely strong, extremely athletic, great catch radius. But you never know. I mean, we've had receivers like we've had the Justin Blackmans of the world. You never know, man, and especially because of them with that year off, especially with that year off, that can definitely affect you in ways. I'm telling you, one of the coaches told Tua not to take shots. I guarantee you, one of his coaches pretty much taught him how to play away, and I think he's adapted that way. Because at Alabama, it's either that or he just has no confidence in receivers, which probably might be number two. At Alabama, he had receivers that can separate all day long. He had receivers that he can trust, even throwing it in tight situations. At Miami, he has no receivers at all that can separate. He has no receivers at all that can really make those contested catches. And I mean, the only person is Devontae Parker. And I think Devontae Parker's hurt. I don't think he's 100%. Gasecki's a really, really good tight end. He's the only reliable tight end so far. He's the only reliable receiver for Tua. But I think it could either be coaching, and I think it's a lack of confidence. I think the one good thing about Ryan Fitzpatrick doesn't give a crap, man. Ryan Fitzpatrick doesn't care. I think in a way that kind of what makes him the best mentor and the perfect backup. He doesn't care. He'll throw the ball up. He'll throw up those 50-50 contested catches. He has no fear. And it's why Fitzpatrick has kind of had a journeyman NFL career and why he's not at one place. But at the same time, it makes him the perfect backup because he just has no fear. Tua is one of those guys that just looks timid. Uh, he looks kind of afraid, and he looks afraid to kind of make mistakes. And maybe that's kind of coaching him in his ear. And I think that's just probably a lack of confidence in his receivers. Yeah, it could definitely be a mix. It could be a mix of both for sure. Definitely could be a mix of both. But starting off strong now. Starting off strong now. And for the most part, I think the Bills. Let me take a look at this. I think the Bills still got their starters in the game. No, they don't. Well, yeah, they do. They do. Bills actually still got their starters. Josh Norman is a joke, man. I'm sorry, but Josh Norman is a joke. But there we go. Speaking of that, look at that Tua. Look at that perfect pass. Gave his receivers in the perfect position. That's what Tua did at Alabama. Have confidence, have faith, threw it perfect passes to the sideline. That's what he can do. Oh yeah, for sure. Because I guarantee you, the Dolphins, they are going to go to town. They're going to go to town when it comes to free agency. They're going to go to town when it comes to the draft. They're going to get either Jamar Chase, Devontae Smith. They can very well get an offensive tackle in Sewell. They're going to make this offense a lot better because I think this offense is kind of holding this team back for where they want to go. They got the defense. They just need the off. They got the special teams. They need the offense. They're going to go to town when it comes to free agency in the draft. There you go, Tua. Another good pass there for Tua. Devontae Smith. Devontae is my guy. That's my Heisman winner. I just think he's earned it. I think he's been the most important player, arguably on the team. Um, we've seen him in punt return situations. We've seen him come clutch, and he's had plenty of Heisman moments this year. The biggest games of the year, he's showed up. I think this is just the year for Devontae Smith. They could because that Jackson kid, really good left tackle. Miami's had a pretty good offensive line. Again, they can get better if they want to, but yeah, definitely if you want to go for the draft, just go for skill position players at the receiving position. That's exactly what they do. You know what? To be fair, that's exactly kind of what I thought they would do in the draft. Like the draft, as soon as they got Tua, they went tackle, and then I thought with the 30th pick they were going to get a receiver. I thought they were going to get a receiver, but instead they got the quarterback from Auburn. So I wouldn't be. I think you're right. I wouldn't be surprised at all if the Dolphins go pretty much all skill position players, at least the first 3 to 4 rounds. Yeah, I think what you get from Mac is that's yeah, you're right, Crimson. That's the ceiling. What you see from Mac is what you're gonna get. That's a Kirk Cousins quarterback. That's a Kirk Cousins. Uh, who's another perfect example? Drew Bledsoe. I don't know why, but I'm just throwing that out. He's your typical prototypical pocket passer. That's the word. Prototypical pocket passer. Really good footwork, good accuracy, really really good arm strength. Doesn't really make a lot of mistakes, and he's a leader. He's a leader. Now, will that win you Super Bowls? Maybe, maybe not. But what you see from Mac is what you're gonna get, and I think if you want to get it, if you get Mac Jones, let's say that the Indianapolis Colts draft him. I think Mac Jones is good enough right now to be a starting quarterback if you put him on the right team and get him the right development. Like, I think the Falcons will be great. I think the Colts will be good. Like those type of spots where the skill position players are already there, where the offensive line's already there, and where Mac Jones has time to kind of throw. I think those are perfect places for Mac Jones to be a starting quarterback from day one. Yeah. Yeah, the Saints, that's a really good destination for Mac Jones. I think that's a really good destination for Mac Jones. To be honest with you, I think him with Michael Thomas, Devontae Smith is extremely similar to Michael Thomas. Route running ability, great release. No, like if you put Mac Jones on the Jets, he's gonna be a bust. You put him on the Jets, you put him on the Jaguars, you put him on any of the lower level teams, he's not gonna do good. But you put him on a really, really good football team. Mac Jones is a guy, he's gonna shine for you. Get him the right get him the right development, get him the right mentor. He's one of those quarterbacks that you're gonna have to build up. He's not a guy that you can just put on a crap team and he's gonna just be good from day one. That's just not gonna happen. The Panthers, that's a good spot. I like that. The Panthers are a pretty good spot with Joe Brady working with them. They got the skill position players. Offensive line needs work, but yeah, that's a good spot. I think Joe Brady will be the perfect mentor for him. I think that's actually pretty good. Joe Brady, former passing coordinator, who's now an offensive coordinator. I think that would be a really really good spot for Mac Jones. That's a pretty good spot. Tyreek Hill, Jalen Waddle is Tyreek Hill. Like I can't even describe his style. He's an electric route runner. His route running ability is so good. It's hard to kind of describe because his footwork at the release point is so fast. Like players have a hard time trying to jam him up because how quick he is. His footwork is incredible. His route running ability is it's not like it's Devontae Smith or Jamar or Justin Jefferson level, but it's good enough to kind of it's to really freeze you because of how athletic he is and how quick he is. And you know, one of the biggest critiques about Tyreek Hill was his route running ability. And they like you turn the film from when he was in college, he would get open and this is when just comes down to slants or drags or hitch routes or out routes. Um, but he would really just use his athletic ability and his quickness to just get open, not just his pure form. He didn't have the greatest technique as a route runner, and as soon as Tyreek Hill went to the Chiefs, and as soon as he had the proper coaching and build that up, Tyreek Hill was a monster. Jalen Waddle's a guy that already has that. He's a guy that already has that. Now there are some more things that he still kind of needs to work on. He's not perfect at it, but he's way more advanced than Tyreek Hill ever was coming out of college. Jalen Waddle is literally he's Tyreek Hill, and I know we've always had that comparison because we said it about Henry Ruggs, even though Henry Ruggs is nowhere near close. Henry Ruggs is more of a Jarvis Landry receiver than a Tyreek Hill receiver. To be a Tyreek Hill receiver, you need to have quickness and speed. You just can't have straight line speed. You need quickness. You need that short burst quickness and that long, of course, that long straight line speed. Now I just started. I streamed about a couple of days ago. DK. I streamed for the Alabama game, and then I'm streaming right now for the Bills game. I literally just started streaming. I just started to do that. But I am going to be planning on doing more live streams. I need to set up a live stream schedule because I was supposed to live stream yesterday. But for some reason I thought yesterday was Sunday, so I said I was going to stream at 1 o'clock, and then I was going to stream out the Sunday night football game. But I thought that yesterday was Sunday. So like as soon as I was like getting ready to kind of get everything set, I'm like, oh wow, it's Saturday, and I'm not gonna lie to you, I kind of just went back to sleep. I went back and took a nap. But I will be streaming. As soon as I get my stream schedule set up, I'll let you guys know. I'll probably do a video about when I'll be streaming and stuff like that. But yeah, I'll do a lot more frequent live streams for you guys. Yeah, Jalen Hurts just has that intangibles, Crimson. I think just his intangibles and just kind of his character, just how he is as a guy. I think if you want a quarterback that can step in and win, he's not the best passer, but he has that confidence. What who's in the game? Yeah, Matt Barkley's in the game. He just has that spunk about him. He just has that it type of factor about Jalen Hurts that would just make you want to play for him. And he was like that at Alabama. I remember seeing him in the spring game. It's like, dude, Jalen Hurts, he's not the most gifted guy, but damn it, if you want to throw him in as a starter, dude, I mean, go ahead. I remember seeing him in that spring game in 2016. He was like that. Yeah, you do. Jalen Hurts is turning over the football a little bit more than often, but I think that's something he can get cleaned up. That's something that I think he can get cleaned up. I think he still needs to improve a little bit on his quarterback mechanics, just a little bit more often. But he has a lot of promise. Jalen Hurts has a crap ton of promise in him, man. I think Tua has more upside, but I think Jalen Hurts, if we're just talking about a quarterback who you can throw in right now, I think Jalen Hurts is probably that guy over Tua. Might get myself something to drink in a minute. I'm a little thirsty. Isaiah McKenzie is having one hell of a football game. Jesus. Got a punt return touchdown, got a couple of receiving touchdowns. Isaiah McKenzie showing that, hey, Cole Beasley's gone, but I'm here. I like that. Yeah. That was a when was this? This how many months was that ago? I feel like that was like maybe five, maybe I think maybe close to a year ago. You actually asked me that. I'm not too sure, but I remember that was a long time ago. You asked me to do it. I think part of the reason why I didn't want to do it because I'm a lazy guy. I'm very lazy. But once I actually get into the habit of just frequent live streaming and stuff like that, it's just gonna be a good. It's just gonna be a good time. It's gonna be a really good time. Ah, well, obviously Mechie, Jalil Billingsley at the Y position. Then I actually think it's gonna be Christian Leary. I'm a huge fan of Christian Leary, and then I think of Gia Hall. I think those are the four receivers for Alabama. I think those are the four receivers. I don't think Ja'Cory Brooks will start. I think Ja'Cory Brooks needs more development. I think Jojo Earl could be a guy that he could be that next Jalen Waddle type of player. But Christian Leary is quick and he's fast as hell. I mean, Christian Leary, you know, And I actually like his receiving ability too. I like his route running ability. I think he just has that route running ability about him um, that I think that coaches, guys like Coleman Wiggins will love from the start, and I think definitely he can work with. But yeah, I think Ajia Hall, I think Christian Leary, Jalil Billingsley at the Y, and then John Mechie. And Jojo Earl could definitely get some playing time too. I like Slade, but I don't know. Slade is an average slot receiver. I think Slade just doesn't really. I mean, and maybe that's not a bad thing. That's not a bad thing. But compared to the talent that is on your roster, like bringing JoJo Earl and Christian Leary, those are quick, speedy receivers. And Ajia Hall, those are 6'3", 200-pound, very, very strong physical receivers. Uh, I just think Bama. I think the talent is what's kind of missing. Bolding's is a pretty good pass catcher. He's average, but he doesn't really bring anything special to the table. Now, that's not particularly a bad thing, but compared to the talent that you're going to bring in, it's like Jalen Hurts versus Tua. It's like Jalen Hurts, very, very, he's athletic, but he doesn't have the mechanics compared to this Tua guy that is better. That in a way. So I like Slade, but it's like if you got guys like JoJo Earl and Christian Leary coming in, and those guys are going to be tearing it up during camp, you got to start those guys over. You have got to start those guys over Slade Bolden. Yeah, it's like he's not bad at anything, but he's not really good at anything either. It's like his route running ability is average. Pass catching ability is average. Doesn't really have the speed. Doesn't really have, he just doesn't, his size, he's 5'11", he's like 5'10" and a half, 5'11", 180 pounds. It's like he doesn't really stand out. And again, it's not the worst thing in the world, but compared to the other guys that you're bringing in, and then you got guys like Javon Baker and Xavier Williams, guys that are still developing and getting better as receivers. Damn, pick six. Damn, I feel so bad for Tua. Oh, this is actually making me sad. This is actually really making me sad, man. Yeah, Slade would be a good punt returner. You know what? To be honest with you, Chris, now that you kind of bring that up, I actually would. I mean, with the speed that you're bringing in with JoJo Earl and Christian Leary, it's like why would you even put Slade even in punt returner? It's like you got 4.2 speed. Like think about this for a second, guys. Christian Leary ran a 10.5 100-meter dash. You know how fast a 10.5 100-meter dash is? That's close to what Olympians run. That is crazy speed. That's crazy speed at high school. It's like I like Slade, but damn, I mean, you might have to. You can put JoJo Earl and Christian Leary back here at punt and kick return. You can literally put those guys back there. Kamar Wheaton, who I mean, we're gonna see because he just committed, but he hasn't signed the papers. Maybe Steve Sarkisian will pull Kamar Wheaton away. Um, But Kamar Wheaton, Jace McKellen, he can return kicks and punts if you wanted to. Kyle Edwards, Rodell Williams. It's like there are just so many better players that are just more athletically gifted and stand out just way, way more at those different positions that Slade Bolden normally plays. I think the reason why Slade is in the position where he's in right now is because he just has the experience. But once you go into 2021, all those players I just mentioned, besides, well, of course, besides the JoJo Earls and the Christian Learys of the world, they're gonna have the experience on their side too. I'm not the biggest Slade in the world. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, I might sound like a hater. I mean, I don't. I like Slade. I like Slade. I really, really like him a lot. He's a hard worker, but if you want to take your offense to that next level, I mean, Devontae Smith is gone. That he's gone next year, and you Slade Bolden's a guy that can work out now because of Devontae Smith, because of John Mechie, because of Steve Sarkisian, and how this offense is like. Say what you want about Steve Sarkisian, but he is a brilliant offensive mind. He can design plays out of his he can design plays out of his mind. He is crazy when it comes to designing plays. Now that he's going to be gone, and you're kind of you don't know what you're getting. Like if you get a Joe Brady type of passing offensive coordinator, you need receivers that stands out. You need receivers that stand out. I like Joe Brady is a monster when it comes to deep routes, when it comes to crossing and override routes. Like he is a monster when it comes to that. Slade Bolden's not that guy. Slade Bolden's not going to fit under that offense. So you need those athletic beasts to kind of step in for you. And even at punt returner, he muffed a couple of punts. Let's not forget he muffed a couple of punts. Nah, unless they offer him a crap ton of money, he's not going to come here. And even if he does come here, I guarantee you, Joe Brady's going to be he's going to be one done. He'll be here for a year. He'll get a coaching opportunity the next year. He'll get a high coaching opportunity because Alabama, it's the standard. It's a rehab center. Did he catch that? Oh, he didn't catch that. It's a rehab center. It's just Alabama's just a rehab center when it comes to coaches. Yeah, Tua threw a pick six to Josh Norman, and then he almost threw a pick. He almost threw a pick, but he's driving now. It's like I can just see it right now that Dolphin fans are just going to tear him up. They're going to tear him up, and I feel bad for him because this is their playoff spot. This is their playoff spot right now, and if they lose this game and Indianapolis wins, it's over. They're not going to go to the playoffs, and they're going to be blaming the hell out of Tua. And it's not fair to just he's in this tough position. You're going against a really good Bills team, but then this is the Bills' second string defense, and he's just not looking good. Now, part of it is because the offensive line, Devontae Parker. It's like you just know they're going to tear him up, and it's not really all his fault, But it is what it is. I mean, this is the quarterback takes all the credit when they win. The quarterback takes all the blame when they lose. If Dan Mullen goes to the New York Jets, and I don't know whether if he's an offensive coordinator or if he's a head coach, that's going to be funny. That is going to be hilarious. That is going to be hilarious if Dan Mullen goes to the Jets or if he goes to the as an offensive coordinator, as a head coach, especially as a head coach. Especially as a head coach. He will not last. The Jets media will tear him a new asshole if he goes to the New York Jets as an offensive coordinator or as a head coach. That New York media market, man. Yeah, I mean he did. I mean, he had 12 touchdowns, 2 interceptions, 65% completion percentage. Now, again, maybe the stats could be misleading because if you actually go back and look at the film, he made, there are some decisions that obviously it's rookie decisions, but he's a rookie at the end of the day. I mean, look at Josh Allen, what he did his rookie year. And for anyone who sticks, who's has watched me for a long time, I've been going in on Josh Allen for a while. So, and unfairly so. I mean, we got to remember at the end of the day that these quarterbacks, these are young guys. These are, I mean, it's not like he's been in the league for 6 or 7 years. These are these are first, second year guys. So they're still learning, still developing, and you know, it is what it is, though. Oh yeah, Dan Mullen will not last. He will not last a week in New York. I can guarantee you that. If Dan Mullen ever takes a head coaching job, especially in New York, he will not last a week. That market will tear his ass up. That market will literally force him to leave New York. See, look at that. I mean, what can do it? What can Tua do, man? Tua, look, I mean, what can you do? I mean, he delivered an absolute dime, and the receiver just dropped the pass. I mean, what can you do? What can you do in front of two Bills defenders in a crossing route? What can you do? What can you do? And and he's gonna take so much. He's gonna take so much damn blame, man. He's gonna take so much blame for it. Receiver Devontae Parker barely had any separation at all. I mean, just nothing you can do. I'm gonna be honest with you, Matthew. Florida will probably be done for about a year, but if they can get the proper coach to replace Mullen, they'll be fine. Because to be honest with you, Dan Mullen is a cancer. He is a cancer to that. He is a cancer to the Florida Gators, man. Who's going to touchdown? Norman. He had a pick six. It's a pick six. Oh, I missed it. Yeah. You was like downstairs or something. Yeah, it's a pick six. Yeah, remember, Peyton Manning had close to 30 interceptions his rookie year. Peyton Manning had a lot. Peyton Manning had a lot of turnovers his rookie year, and they tore his ass up. But eventually Manning had the proper development. He had the proper weapons, and they set Pan Manning up, and he became one of the greatest quarterback of all time. Was there for over a decade. Yeah, Florida will be bad for about 1 year. But if they can get the proper coach, first of all, if they can just get a coach that can just establish a proper culture, that's what they need, honestly. Florida has the talent. They need a coach that establishes a culture, a non-sensical type of guy, a guy that doesn't bullshit, a guy that doesn't throw his players and his fans under the bus. Like they need a coach that can establish a proper culture. That's what Florida honestly needs. That's honestly what they've been missing. Jim McElwain, not bad, but he's more of a player's coach. That's not what they need. They need a guy. They need an Urban Meyer. They need an Urban Meyer coach. And sometimes you don't need a that coach like a Saban or a Meyer at that type of level. But sometimes you can just like even getting a young coach, like as long as you get a coach that establishes proper rules, establishes a proper culture, then sometimes that's literally all you need. I mean, Ryan Day. I mean, why Ryan Day had a smooth transition to Ohio State because of Ryan Day had the same type of mindset that Urban Meyer had. Sometimes that's literally all you need. Yep, exactly. Everybody wants to be like Nick Saban. Everybody wants to be like Nick Saban, but they don't want to follow the criteria. Everybody wants to be like Nick Saban, but they don't want to follow. They don't want to follow the criteria. They do not want to follow the criteria. Everybody wants to be like a Saban, but they don't want to follow the criteria. Like Kirby Smart. How many years did it take Kirby Smart to finally get an offensive coordinator? To finally get a NFL to finally get a modern offense? How many years did it take LSU to get a modern offense? And even for Kirby Smart, he won't let Todd Monken do what he wants to do. You can clearly tell that you can clearly tell by the play calling that JT Daniels was in the game that Kirby Smart held back Todd Monken for what he wanted to do. And, and when Brock Vandagriff, as soon as he lands at Georgia, there's no telling if he's ever going to get a lot of opportunities because Kirby Smart holds back their teams. One thing that Nick Saban and Urban Meyer and the Dabo Sweeneys and the Ryan Days, one thing that they do better than everybody else, they let their coaches have freedom. They might get on their asses, they might yell at them, they might cuss at them, but they have complete faith and confidence in their coaches, and they let them do what they want to do. And to be fair, every coach should have that mindset. Like if you don't have enough confidence to let your coaches do what they want to do, then why did you hire them in the first place? It just doesn't make any sense. But it sounds simple, but not a lot of coaches do that. Yeah, it's bullcrap. It's like you can clearly tell that Monken doesn't have any authority at all to that offense. You can clearly tell that as soon as JT Daniels maybe stepped in, that's when Monken finally had it. Like maybe after the Alabama game and maybe a couple games after that, Kirby Smart finally gave him authority. But you can clearly tell earlier on in the year, Kirby Smart did not give him the respect and the authority to really take over the offense, to really have the offense the way that Monken wanted to have. And to be fair, going back to someone's question about why Georgia's offense failed in chemistry, that's probably one of the reasons. Todd Monken didn't have 100% authority to the offense. Justin Fields, perfect example. Perfect example. Look at Justin Fields. Justin Fields didn't have enough opportunities. He just didn't have enough opportunities. All right. Yeah, thank you, DK, for stepping in. Thank you, DK, for stepping by the stream, man. Yeah, I saw it. I think that was Xavier Howard. If I was Todd Monken, honestly, I would leave. I'm gonna be honest with you. I think it's like I don't like coaches that don't give their coordinators the proper respect. That's honestly that's a lack of trust and that's a lack of respect. Maybe again, Todd Monken, maybe he stays. Honestly, if I was him, I would leave. Because that's bullcrap. If that's bullcrap, I mean, you can clearly tell that Monken was held back for doing what he wanted to do the last 4 to 5 games. You can clearly tell. I mean, now he has authority. Now you can see that he's opening the offense, and you're seeing a bunch of concepts that you've never seen before. Like where was this? Like where was the five wide type of concepts? Where was the five wide spread concepts earlier on in the season? Where was that crap at? Like if I was Monken, I would leave immediately. Oh hell yeah, Monken would Munch. Man, this is Candyland. If Monken ever came to Alabama, man, this is Candyland. It's literally pick your damn candy. Pick your candy, man. What you want? You want some Reese's? Want some Kit Kats? Want some Snickers? Monken would literally be in his glory right now if he was at Alabama. That it that'd be very interesting though. I always wanted to see. I always wanted to see what would happen if Urban Meyer went to the NFL. Because one thing that's been stressing Urban Meyer out is recruiting. It's kind of really handling a lot of the players. One of the things about the NFL, you don't got to worry about recruiting. You don't got to worry. You don't really got to worry about really handling a lot of your players because they're grown men. For the most part, it's just. I mean, of course, NFL coaches have a lot more. They have a lot of responsibilities, but college coaches have way more responsibility than NFL coaches. There's just it's 24/7. It's no sleep at all as a college coach, and it's stress. Urban, you can just tell all that stress, man. It's not healthy. So I think with him at the Jaguars, I think him as an NFL coach in general, I think it would be long term. I think it would be healthy for him, honestly, because you can tell that Urban Meyer he misses coaching. He wants to coach right now, but just his health is just kind of holding him back. So I think him getting an opportunity as a coach with the Jaguars, I think that would be perfect for him. Yeah, it'll be awesome. It's just one of those what ifs. Like what ifs? What if Urban Meyer was in the NFL and to see him in the NFL would be awesome. Hold up. I'm just checking a comment. Someone just left an ignorant comment, so I gotta check. I check that out later. Yeah, Golding has not he has not been the greatest in the world, but he lets him have freedom. But I think the one thing that I guess we can say that this is a huge benefit is that at least Golding is learning, right? It's not like Golding lets people score 30, 40 points on him every game. I mean, at least he's learning. We can see that he's learning. He still needs more development. Still needs more learning as a coach. I think Golding's a guy that's still in his early 30s. So um, that's something. That's a benefit is that he's learning as a coach. Honestly, I think Fields. Honestly, I think the Jaguars should go Justin Fields, and the reason why I think Fields is just because of his intangibles, man. I think that the leadership. I think he has the guts, he has the heart, he has he just has that winning mentality about him. Now, don't get me wrong, Trevor Lawrence is a phenomenal prospect, but I don't know. There's just something about Justin Fields that for some it's like a gut feeling that just screams take him over Trevor Lawrence. Like if you really look at like what are the major differences between Justin Fields and Trevor Lawrence? They both got great arm strength. They both have great touch and delivery to their passes. They both have the mobility. They're both big quarterbacks. Like really, what's the difference? I mean, they both got major faults of their own. Like Justin Fields struggles a little bit more towards zone coverage, but you look at the Clemson game. I mean, Clemson pretty much Brent Venables loves to disguise his coverage, his coverages, and Justin Fields picked it apart. So I mean, really, what's the difference? I mean, Trevor Lawrence has major faults that still hasn't been fixed. Justin Fields has major faults, but we can see that he's kind of fixed it. We've seen glimpses of him fixing it. Like, what's the difference between Justin Fields and Trevor Lawrence? Kyle Pitts can be in the NFL right now. He'll be a top 5 tight end. He's not the greatest blocker in the world, but for a guy like Kyle Pitts, you don't need him to block. You put him out wide, you put him in the slot, and you put him in the slot, he'll be good to go. The best route running tight end I have ever seen in college. The best route running tight end I have ever seen in college. I have ever seen in college. I have never seen a guy that developed as a route runner and as a pass catcher at that tight end spot in college. I've never seen it. Never seen it. And I've seen guys like Evan Ingram, Vernon Davis, OJ Howard, David Njoku, all those guys, the Hawkinsons and uh, uh, the Rudolphs and the Zach Ertz, all those guys. I have never seen a receiver like Kyle Pitts just run the routes. That I've never seen it. I've never seen it. You might as well. Seriously. I mean, if you want to put Kyle Pitts as a pure outside receiver, it can happen. It can seriously happen. He's just that damn good, man. Yep. He threw a pick. He threw a pick. You know what? I wouldn't be surprised. It's like, and Tua's gonna get the blame, man. It's like I'm a Bills fan. I should be happy and I should be excited, but I'm gonna be honest with you, I'm not. I'm pissed off because Tua's gonna get the blame. Like, what can you do? You got receivers tipping passes and dropping open passes, and they're not getting open down the football field. What can you do? What can you do? Honestly, that's the smarter move. I mean, either way, Kyle Pitts is gonna be a star in this league. Tony's a guy that I think is gonna be a number two receiver. Could be a number two, could be a slot, but I like Kadarius Toney. I think Kadarius Toney has a lot of promise about him. I think he's one of those guys that won't go on the first. He'll probably be a second or third round receiver, but he'll have a lot of promise. He'll have a lot of promise. He'll probably be a steal for somebody in the draft. I like Kadarius Toney. All right, I'll be right back real quick, guys. I'm just gonna grab myself a quick drink. All right. Oh, I like him on Ross St. Brown. He's a pretty good receiver. He's a really, really good receiver. I think because of where he's playing at in the US in the Pac-12 and at USC. Imagine that though. I mean, imagine not really getting noticed because you're playing at USC. I mean, no one would have thought that, but no one would have thought that like 10 years ago. But Amon-Ra St. Brown, I've been watching that kid since modern day. I've been watching Amon-Ra St. Brown, man, since modern day days when he played with JT Daniels. I still think that 2017 team is like the greatest high school football team of all time. I've never seen a team like that, modern day team. But I'm already saying, bro, he's a solid receiver, man. Very, very underrated receiver. Oh, that'd be killer. That'd be killer if Kadarius Toney and Kyle Pitts, especially Kyle Pitts, went to the New England Patriots. I want Kyle Pitts though, man. Just as a Bills fan, man, I can't tell you how badly I want Kyle Pitts. I want that kid so badly. Oh, I would do whatever it takes, man. I would do whatever it takes to get Kyle Pitts. I would do whatever it takes, man. I want I, I want Kyle Pitts on the Bills. Oh, he would be so deadly. Yeah, I can only dream though, Matt. I can only dream. I think Waddle is top 15. I think Waddle's gonna go top 15. Top 15 for Waddle. Oh, underthrown. Top 15 though for Waddle. Um, I honestly think the perfect fit for Jalen Waddle is Carolina. I think Carolina will be a perfect fit for him, only because I like the offense and just no one would Joe Brady's had experience with receivers like Jalen Waddle. I think that'd be perfect for him. I wouldn't be surprised if he goes in those late 20s, early 20s, late 20s, only because people might be scared with the injury, even though he's walking and he's fine, he's running around and stuff like that. But matter of fact, you can make an argument it's a benefit. I actually think receivers are better off if they go late in the first round compared to the early first rounds, because typically when you are early, you're with crap teams. You go late first round, at least you're on a good, you're with a good quarterback. You're with a good quarterback, and you're just with a good team, good coaching overall, which means faster development. So I actually think it's actually beneficial if he goes in those late 20s, but early 20s, late 20s. But I think he'll go top 15. Yeah, I'm not too sure. I like this Williams though. This kid's pretty good. It is possible. It's extremely possible that literally they can get Devontae Smith and Jalen Waddle on the same football team in the first round with Tua, which would be crazy. But you know what? I'm not gonna lie to you. I'll be pissed off. I'll be so mad. I'll be so mad if the Dolphins get another quarterback. Let that guy just sit like that the whole year. He was a practice. I'm not too sure if he's a practice squad player. But he's good. He is really good. He's the truth. Yeah, he's running hard. I like him. He's running, and they're still got their starters in. They running over him still. Yeah, Miami has no chance right now. I feel so bad. I feel bad for Tua. No, but his receivers are dropping passes. They're not getting open. No separation. Man, Tua time. If Tua will cry if he gets Devontae Smith. Shit, he can use Devontae Smith right now. I mean, God, look, good Lord. I mean, just no separation. The only person, Devontae Parker's not even getting that much separation. Tua's literally just throwing him 50-50 passes. Like, Tua has delivered some amazing passes. And receivers are either not getting open or there's no separate. And people wonder why Tua holds the ball for too long. People wonder why he doesn't want to throw those passes because his receivers can't catch it. They can't get any separation and they can't catch it. Exactly. Ugh. I'm not too sure. I'm not too sure, Matt. See, I don't know. You just never know about the NFL. Never know. Even though that this is obviously a year where receivers are very, very strong, but you just never know. Oh yeah, Florida is it's a good job. It's a Florida the Gators the Florida Gators is just a good job to have. Mm-hmm. Oh man. Hold on. I'm just I need a break. Hold on. Yeah, I'm just I just I'm this is I have no words. I have no words for what's going on right now. I just don't. This is actually pretty sad to watch. No, Aaron, he's Newman's a free agent. They've already talked about that. He is going to be an unrestricted free agent next year. Yeah, at least he's healthy, Crimson. At least he's healthy. That's the one thing you can hope is that he's healthy and he's rich. Matt, I know that you have been through hell as a Falcons fan this year, man. I know that you have went through hell as a Falcons fan. It is crazy that the Falcons are back in this football game. It's crazy. They were just down like 20-3. Now they're back in the football game, but it's like it's the Falcons. This is what they do. Oh yeah, you don't want to get that ninth pick. I mean, it's like think about the players that can be there for us. Jamar Chase, Vontae Smith, Panay Sewell. I mean, you are in position to at least even trade up or even trade down, even for the value of getting some of those picks. It'll be a sad day. It really would be sad if Atlanta wins. Damn, Bills winning 48 to. I might have to turn this game off. I might have to turn this game off and just watch another game. We need some. I need to watch a close game though. Trust me, I love it, but damn, I need to watch like a close game. It really is, man. I mean, Tua's thrown 4 interceptions. I'm not complaining. I just want to watch a good football game. What's wrong with watching a good football game? It is. I just feel bad for Tua. I just know what he's gonna go through hell, man. He is going to go through it, man. And I just so you know what? Let me check Twitter. I got to check. I have to check Twitter. I know he is trending right now. Yep. He's trending. He's trending. And it's not good. It's not good. Oh, this is bad, guys. It is not good right now.
We said our second string looking better than our first string.
Mm-hmm.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. What's Nathan saying? Mm-hmm.
Miami loses, we need Baltimore or Cleveland or any to lose. We are in. Let's go this way. Not. It's mad. Shade the beer to fly up to Buffalo. We're our only goal. Miami.
Parker he's the only decent receiver, but even he's not even getting that much separation. Tua's literally thrown really, really good passes, and he's put Devontae Parker in those positions to make those plays. Yeah, man, I've never seen anything like Atlanta sports. I've never seen anything like it. Like you look at the Braves, even remember the Atlanta Thrashers, the hockey team. They were good at one point, and and then they just choked it away. Uh, you look at the soccer team. I think what they called Atlanta United, the Hawks at one point. I mean, I just Atlanta sports. I've never. It's a curse, man. It is a curse over there. I don't know what in the hell is going on over there, but it is a curse over there in Atlanta. Yeah, this is bad. This receiving core is sorry. Like think about Crimson. This is against the second string football team. This is not our starters. This is against this is the second string secondary. And they can't get separation against the second string. This is embarrassing. I feel so bad for Tua. Yeah. There's gonna be so many people that's gonna be trolling him. They're gonna make fun of him. It's gonna be bad, man. Yeah.
Think about it. Josh Allen, when he started his rookie year, he was terrible.
Yeah.
He was not terrible.
I don't know who is their backup quarterback. I don't even think they even have a backup quarterback. I think Tua literally has to finish just the game. Yeah. And I think what Tua meant by that, I thought he meant like the playbook was easier, maybe working with the offense and just kind of like the development of kind of how I am going so far in the NFL. I thought that's what he meant. But if he thought that, yeah, I thought the NFL was easier because look at the teams I'm going against and stuff like that, then yeah, it's just I mean, either way, people were going to take that the wrong way, whether if he meant it or not. I mean, people were definitely going to take it the wrong way, and you can just tell it is biting him in the ass. Yeah, I mean, yeah, it just wouldn't make any sense. I mean, this is different from Josh Rosen getting drafted to the Cardinals. I mean, I mean, they needed a quarterback, but it was the 10th overall pick. It's the third overall pick compared to the 10th overall pick. It's a major difference in how much money you're getting. Like you are investing a crap ton in Tua with that third overall pick because the amount of money that guy's going to get, it's like why draft Zach Wilson or why draft another quarterback there? You got your quarterback now. Surround him with players. I mean, look at that. I mean, look at wide open. I mean, wide open. And what happens? The dude drops the pass. I mean, he's wide open, drops the pass. I mean, what can Tua do? What can he do? And you know what? You know what? Yeah, that's a good point. If Justin Fields falls, it's kind of like why? How can you pass if Justin? Especially what you're seeing from Justin Fields lately. How can you pass on him? The Dolphins are going to be in a very interesting and difficult position for 2021 for sure. No, drops another pass. I mean, what? I mean, what is happening here? I mean, he dropped another pass. What is happening? Giants are winning 20-19. That's actually a really good game so far. Yeah. Oh my God! At least somebody came down with a catch. Like, think about this. This is against the Bills' second string, and these receivers can't get separation. They can't catch the football. They just look. They just look like they just. They just look like they don't. They have no confidence in Tua. It's crazy. All right, Miami scored a touchdown. Good job, guys. Good job to the Miami Dolphins. Been streaming for close to 2 hours. Thank you guys so much for stopping by the stream. By the way, like I said, I know you guys probably have better things to do. And you guys, and the fact that you guys decided to stop by the stream, really appreciate it. Yeah, they need more. I mean, after watching this game, they need more skill position players. They need more skill position players. They need linemen. They need a running game. I mean, there's just so much that they need. So much that they need on the offensive side of the ball. Like I think the defense and special teams carried this Dolphins to their 10 wins. They need more offense before even worrying about drafting a quarterback. They need more offense. Oh yeah, I'm still looking. Is Kenny Stills? I mean, I've seen him, or do they need Kenny Stills to kind of go through those COVID procedures? Because I haven't even seen Kenny Stills even in a football game yet. Gogeta. Oh yeah, that's ridiculous, Aaron. That's ridiculous, Aaron. I mean, like I said, if Justin Fields is there, or even Zach Wilson, I know it's hard to kind of pass up on that, but at the same time, you drafted him, surround him with weapons, get him receivers, get him a running back. I mean, listen, Miles Gaskin is not a guy. He's not that guy. Get people to surround Tua to make him better. And another thing too is, who would have thought that Miami would even be in this position? Everybody thought Miami was going to be a 5-win, 6-win football team, or even less. So the fact that they're even in this position in the first place, I mean, these guys are just ahead of schedule. I think that's just about it. They're just ahead of schedule. Be patient and get some help to surround Tua. Let him develop before just getting rid of him. Okay, he's playing for the playoffs next week. Okay. That's going to be very interesting, though, because I don't know. I like what I'm seeing from McKenzie. I don't know if Cole Beasley's going to be back next week. I think that's the thing. I don't know if Cole Beasley's going to be back. But Kenny Stills does have a lot of experience. He has a lot of experience, and it's not particularly a bad thing if Kenny Stills plays. Exactly. He beat Murray, and then just about like what 2-3 weeks ago, he threw for 300 yards against the Kansas City Chiefs. It's like we've seen good games from Tua. We've seen glimpses. It's not like he's played like crap the entire year. We've seen some glimpses of him playing really, really well. Now, just because he had some bad games or two doesn't mean that you need to just jump off the Tua ship and try to get Zach Wilson or Justin Fields. Because I guarantee you, with this offense that we're seeing right now, those guys would be struggling right now too. What's going on, Jordan, man? Appreciate you for stopping in. Yeah, Rodgers struggled. Rodgers struggled. Ben Roethlisberger, even though that took that team to the conference championship, he struggled his ass off his rookie year. It's like we've seen rookies, we've seen guys struggle. Oh, I missed that. I missed that, Matt. Oh, Lawrence would struggle his ass off. Lawrence would struggle his ass off. He was under this offense. Trust me. I love Trevor Lawrence. I like Trevor Lawrence a lot. But people make him out to be like he can just step in from day one and he'll throw for fourth and he'll have like a Justin Herbert type of season. I think Trevor Lawrence is a little bit more raw than people kind of give him. Okay, I'm my streamer. Yeah, I just saw it. I just saw it. I just saw it. That was a my boy was really literally warming up with the soccer ball. Oh my Jesus Christ. Since I was born, Jordan, since I was born, went through some ups, went through some downs, but since 1998, Jordan, I have been a Bills fan, and I have been through many, 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 many downs with this organization. I'm also a hockey fan too, and I'm a Sabres fan too. For anyone who wants to know. Yeah, they're legit now. They're legit now, man. But for most of my childhood, man, it's been nothing but tears. It's been nothing but tears. For any OG Bills fans out there, I actually met Cornelius Bennett at training camp. I actually met him at training camp a couple years ago. I actually talked to him. He's actually a pretty cool, really chill dude. Told him I was a Bama fan and everything. He's like, damn, I didn't even expect any Buffalo Bills fans to be here in Buffalo. but or any Bama fans here in Buffalo. But I actually had some Bama gear on everything in training camp. Met them because I was actually trying to meet Levi Wallace and Robert Foster, just trying to surprise them and stuff like that. But then I met Cornelius Bennett. He was over there in training camp. For any OG Bama fans that know who he is. I'm 22. Yeah, I'm 22, Jordan. Shit, I'm not talking any Stanley Cup. I'm not talking any Stanley Cup until I actually see the Sabres winning some games, man. I have never seen this organization that went from literally close to the top five, to just tanking that quick. Sabres are awful. They are an awful organization. That's what Terry Pagula has sucked when it comes to the Sabres, but when it comes to the Bills, he's found a way to fix it. Look, I mean, just look. What can, I mean, seriously, man, what can Tua do, man? I mean, what more can you do? Oh, I feel so bad for Tua. I feel so bad for him, man. I feel so bad for Tua. Oh my goodness gracious. 55 points against the Dolphins. Woo. Oh Lord have mercy. 55 points. Wow. Oh no, Gogeta Black. Every time the Dolphins and the Jets play against Josh Allen, he looks like Whit Chamberlain. Josh Allen plays like Whit Chamberlain every time he plays against the Jets and the Dolphins. It's actually kind of crazy. Yeah, Jordan. Yeah, my family are they were huge Braves fans. I mean, now they're Clippers fans. They're Clippers fans, obviously. Um, or at least some of them are now Clippers fans. I know, of course, other people kind of branched out, but yeah, the Buffalo Braves were huge, huge here, man. Of course, obviously, I wasn't born for it, but obviously, I really didn't have a favorite basketball team. So as soon as I learned out that some of my family members were Braves fans, and they kind of told me that, hey, the Braves actually the Braves are actually the Clippers, and you had guys like Bob McAdoo, who was actually an MVP here. I'm like, all right, I guess I just ride the Clippers, and been riding with them ever since. And I've been through some bad times and obviously some good times, even though we just can't get past the second fucking round for some goddamn reason. Um, but obviously, we'll see what happens with the Clippers. Yeah, thank God I wasn't born for it. Yeah, I wasn't born for it, man. I wasn't born to see it, and thank God, because I can't imagine going to four straight Super Bowls and losing four. I can't imagine how that must have felt. Yeah, the Clippers will probably go to the semifinals and lose. Like, this is just one of those years where I just know the Lakers are going to go back to the finals. You just know the Lakers are going to go back to the finals, and they're probably going to win it. Huh? Gabrielle Davis. Gabrielle Davis. Like, this is just one of those years where you just know the Clippers are not going to do anything. You just know. It's like it's like ever since I saw that blowout where we were down by 50 freaking points to the Mavericks, I'm like, this team's not going anywhere. Kawhi Leonard will do his thing. Paul George will have a good regular season, but will mess it up in the playoffs. I mean, the Clippers got some promise, but that's Paul George did not deserve that Supermax contract. I'm sorry. He did not deserve a Supermax contract. What did he do to deserve it? Josh Allen has a great opportunity, Gogeta. Huge opportunity. I will say this, Gogeta. Josh Allen, whatever his career path, whatever's going to happen in his career from this on, Josh Allen is going to be the standard for anyone who drafts quarterbacks, because we have never seen a quarterback that was bad in college, and it wasn't primarily his fault, but it was bad in college. That was this raw coming into the NFL, and is at the level that he is at right now. Like Josh Allen went from he went from being top 40 to then being top 20 to now being top 3 or top 5 in the league in the NFL. Like, he is going to be the standard when it comes to quarterback development. Tony Gonzalez. Yeah. Yep. They did lose 4 Super Bowls. They lost. They lost them all in the 70s too. Yeah, the Vikings lost 4 Super Bowls in the 70s. That's when they had Frank Tarkenton. Yeah, that's when they had Frank Tarkenton and the Purple People Eaters. 4 Super Bowls and lost all 4. Jesus Christ! I mean, I just couldn't even. I just can't imagine that, man. Losing 4 Super Bowls in a decade, no less losing 4 straight. It's just, that's just got to be pain. And you can just feel for Tua, man. Against the second string. Against the second string, man. This is not against the first string. This is the second string offense. That we gotta do something, Jordan. We and DeMar almost had another interception. That was another interception. Why? Because the receiver tipped the pass. Oh, you can't make this shit up. Yeah, Jordan, we gotta do something, man. Because I can't take 4 or 5 more years of going to the playoffs, getting my hopes up, losing. Like, we got the 2 superstars, or apparent. We got 1 superstar really, but we got apparently the 2 superstars. But we've tried so many different things to try to get to that championship level, and it's costing us. So we got to do something. But clearly, we have, at some point, we got to rebuild. We have got to rebuild, because nothing's. It's like nothing so far is getting us to a championship. Yes, so many passes almost picked off. So many passes almost picked off is crazy. So many passes picked off is almost crazy, man. And it's not even Tua's fault. That's the thing. It's not even his fault. Look at that great pass. You better catch that damn pass. I'm a Bill supporter, and I'm a Bill supporter, and it seems like I'm rooting more for the Dolphins than the actual Bills. It's crazy. Yeah, he did. More so after that Houston game when he was just sitting in the silent, when he pretty much was just sitting on the bench the entire time, even when the Texans won that. Oh, you better. If they draft a quarterback, it's this is going to be the result you're going to get. You're going to get some good defense, good special teams, but your quarterback will struggle. Now, maybe you retain Fitzpatrick, and maybe that's your plan. I don't know, but they will struggle because these receivers can't separate. Get receivers. Get Devontae Smith. Get Jamar Chase. Kyle Pitts. Kyle Pitts. Anybody. Amon Ross St. Brown. Anybody. anyone right now is better than those receivers except for Devontae Parker and Mike Gesicki. Speaking of Ford, man, I was actually surprised that Jerome Ford had he had one hell of a game against the Georgia Bulldogs. He had one hell of a game against Georgia in the was it the Sugar Bowl? No, not the Sugar Bowl. What was that? What was that bowl game? Was it the Peach Bowl? I think it was the Peach Bowl. He had one hell of a game in the Peach Bowl against the Georgia Bulldogs. Jerome Ford. Okay, so the Cleveland Browns beat the Pittsburgh Steelers. They beat the Pittsburgh Steelers 24-22. And that's not that good, man. The Pittsburgh Steelers is another team that pretty much had their second string in. Yeah, he transferred. He transferred this year. Transferred this year to go out to go to no. He transferred a couple years ago in 2019 to go to Cincinnati, I believe. Yeah, sometimes you gotta do what's best for you, man. Sometimes you gotta do what's best for you, and yeah, I'll never be mad at players or or recruits for either decommitting or transferring elsewhere. You gotta do what's best for you at the end of the day. I mean, look at C. Sarkeesian. I mean, he's gone, and I guarantee you, he promised a lot of players that he was gonna stay for a while, and he's gone. So you just gotta do what's best for you at the end of the day. Oh God, yeah, Tua would have had over 400 yards for sure. Easily would have had over 400 yards as receivers can catch the football. Like I like, don't get me wrong, like I like the direction that Brian Flores is heading with the Dolphins, and I think that they'll be a contender for a while in the AFC East. But if Brian Flores doesn't get that man receivers or tight ends, the Bills are going to continue to take over that division. And even they need some help on the defense side of the ball because they struggle today, and they still have struggled. They struggled against Matt Barkley, man. So Dolphins, they're 10-5. Great direction, great step right now, but they need some help. And supposedly your franchise quarterback with weapons. Well, they needed to win this game, Crimson. They needed to win this football game. They needed to win this football. They either need to win this game or the Colts need to lose. The Colts play the Jaguars. If the Colts lose this football game, then Miami gets a spot in. So fans do have some glimpse. They have some hope, but I'm actually going to be watching the Colts Jaguars game too because that's going to be one of the games that I'm going to be covering. At least that I'm going to be doing a recap on. But yeah, the Colts need to lose in order for the Dolphins to get in now because the Browns won, the Ravens won. So now the only chance for the Dolphins to get in is if the Colts lose. Oh yeah, and Jordan Palmer and Jordan Palmer, Chris Sims, Jim Kelly. There's a lot of NFL legends that are mentoring Josh Allen. But that's gonna do it for me, guys. I'm gonna call it a stream. I will be streaming probably either tomorrow or the day after because we're gonna be talking about the college football playoff preview. And yeah, I'm gonna get ready. I'm gonna get ready for my recap of this Bills game. But thank you guys so much for joining the live stream. I appreciate all you guys for stopping by. Again, you guys had way better. You guys had probably better things off to do. You guys stopped by here, so really appreciate it. But yeah, guys, thank you so much for stopping by, and I will be back live streaming probably again either today or either later on, maybe tomorrow or maybe the day after. So yeah, thank you guys so much for stopping by. Peace.